Hi, I have a public meeting taking place Friday 31st of May at 9 o'clock to 10:30 Mountain Time, called The Emotional Body and Spiritual Awakening. I thought it would be a great conversation to have to talk about the relationship of emotions, the sticky subject of emotions, and how it relates, how these emotions relate to spiritual awakening. Are they, a problem? Are they a hindrance? There's a lot of talk about bypassing in the spiritual community, in the non-dual community. And there can be a tendency when we become kind of a little bit over mental and over philosophical almost, about spiritual awakening, about the nature of consciousness, about the realization of the union that we are, to kind of neglect the sticky subject of the emotions. I'm not talking about feelings, and we will talk a little bit about the difference between feelings and emotions, but actually the sticky subject of emotions, of what to do about them. Do they get in the way? Do we need to deal with them? Do we need therapy before, the embarking, if you like, on spiritual awakening, the path of spiritual awakening? Or is it much more subtle and nuanced, or than that? Maybe what we'll be pointing to is the inclusive path, is the path that doesn't say no to anything, but still doesn't get lost in the sticky subject, doesn't get lost in emotionality, but is very much a kind of, an inclusive path. Because, the one thing that we, both Amoda and I, have noticed, of course, is that everything that arises within us wants to come home to the union of unconditional love. And that means the emotions that we, have turned away from, maybe, that we've carried for years and years and years, obviously, mostly from childhood, they can't just be kept locked out in the shadows, because then, whatever awakening may happen, whatever inner harmony may happen, there'll always be this area that is somehow neglected. And whatever is neglected or held in the shadows tends to kind of want to emerge in some kind of way. And we've seen that in, without wishing to go into it, we've seen it in spiritual teachers who have almost a dark side. There's no doubt about the pristine clarity of their conscious awareness. But if the emotional body isn't dealt with, then it tends to kind of be a little bit bypassed and can lead to all sorts of trouble. So I want to get that out in the open so that we can have a juicy, frank conversation about the emotions, about the subtle energy body, about anger, about sadness, about grief, about depression, about, getting all this to kind of, be okay to talk about. And so I hope you can join me. It'll be a great conversation. I look forward to seeing you. Bye-bye.